Step right up to the Museum of Interesting Things. Fascinating and amazing things from our history, from our nation's amazing inventions and incredible things. Hello, I'm Denny Daniel. This is the Museum of Interesting Things. This is my home and my office and all sorts of other things. And I started the Museum of Interesting Things, I don't know, about 5 years ago or so, in order to teach kids that their iPods didn't pop out of thin air. It came from a long line of inventions of very cool things. Today I've got a cool surprise for you. First of all, Orin behind the camera has known me for a million years, and he is the guy you guys actually met at the space in Soho. And the next person I'm going to bring out is my volunteer victim captive, or Enoch, come on out. He actually helped inspire the whole museum, and I am going to show it. Yeah, you did. You were about 5 when he did. And I'm going to show him a piece that I'm not even sure you know. Have you seen this one yet?
I've seen one like it, but I don't know if I've actually seen that exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you saw this one. This one is that new, so you guys are getting this hot off the presses. So this is actually our newest mutoscope, and what's really cool about this one is, first of all, it was invented by Thomas Edison. Yes, it does do the spinning up thing. You're good, you're good. He's learning. And it was invented by a guy who actually worked for Edison, and after he invented this, of course, he quit. And it's basically a movie viewer, and I've got some really cool reels. I've got Charlie Chaplin and Felix the Cat. Yeah, very cool. Then we've got girly reels, which we can't show him. And then we've got, on the way here is going to be a really cool train wreck, because in the turn of the century, they didn't have a lot of rules. So when like the F train went out of commission, rather than just having it go out to like a train yard, they would smash them into each other and film it, because they had nothing better to do with their lives. Now try to get away with that. I could just see 2 people smashing 2 trains together on Union Square. That'd be a lot of fun. I'd pay to see that. I'd pay more than $2.50 to see that. Okay, so I'm going to spot you a quarter, because I know you probably don't have one.
Maybe I do.
And go for it. And we gotta spin it clockwise and give it a real tug.
Did it go in?
Should have, yeah.
Okay.
And give it a tug. Cool. This is the first time he's seeing this.
I see a bunch of blank pages.
That's in order to spend your money. Mama don't raise no dummy, you know. What are you watching? Is that the Charlie?
Chaplin, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of 1,000 items in the museum, and this is like part of our movie department thing.
There are white pages every now and then.
Yeah, they put in a couple of blanks as filler. Okay, so let me show you the next piece. Now, the next piece here, Enoch and I, actually, what happened was, I was doing a video shoot for my old boss at MTV, and she was doing an interview with, believe it or not, for Bill Clinton, his birthday. We got hired to do his birthday video. How cool is that?
Cool.
So we interviewed people like Barbra Streisand and Jay-Z and all these cool people, and I walked into the studio, and this was sitting there, and I walk up to my boss, and I go, holy moly, this is the coolest item in the world. I wish I had one of these for the museum. And she goes, Denny, you could never afford a piece like this, and nobody would ever give it to you. Meanwhile, it's in my living room, so you know the story ends differently. At any rate, so a year later, I'm doing some other shoot for like Science Channel or something, and I'm supposed to get there in less than a half an hour, and these guys call me up. And they go, I don't know if you remember us, but you told us about your museum and all this cool stuff you do, you know, steampunk and all this great stuff, and we wanted you to actually have some of the pieces. We're downsizing. You don't even know that this is how it happened, do you?
No, I don't. All I know is that you called me up one time and said, come down to the street, we gotta roll this thing over to my house.
Yeah, his life is a full adventure. We just did that to him now, too. We just called him up, what was it, like an hour ago, and said, come upstairs, you have to be on camera. So he took longer to get dressed than I did. At any rate, so they ended up calling me up and saying, we're going to donate Big Bertha to you. And I was like, whoa. Well, he said Moviola. And I said, you mean Big Bertha in the hallway? So I got the machine, And I called him up and had him roll it, believe it or not, down Astor Place and down Broadway, stopping traffic, stopping humans, and bring this to my apartment. And apparently this machine was used by this company to work on Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. How cool is that? And they worked on the first season with this thing. So we're going to try to research and see what other movies they worked on. But this is just so cool to have in the house. And by the way, the thing in front of it that you're looking at has nothing to do with movie making in American history. It has to do with pulling teeth in American history. This is a dental pump. You didn't see this either, did you? Yeah, this is the dental pump. And basically the way this works, say come on, you can trust me. Well, this is what I heard. What I was told was this is an atomizer, so this wouldn't actually pump. This would pump into, but this would also suck all the juices and wonderful juices out of your mouth too, and probably your brain.
Good thing I got my wisdom teeth out before I had this.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have done it for you. I've got all the tools, and while you're at it, I could have done a trippin'. You know what a trippin' is?
No, I don't.
When they drill into your brain and okay, he already knows it's too late. So come over here. We're going to show you the last item. This is the item that inspired the whole museum, and he, although he does not remember,
I do remember.
You kind of remember. You were sitting. Do you remember where you sat?
Right
well,
there.
now that I pointed, that doesn't count. Smack. So he was the one who figured out how to put this together because he and his mom and I had no clue what we were doing. Because we didn't live during Edison's time. And he said, why don't you try it the other way around? We were trying it this way. Enoch said, try it the other way around. He was about 5, and he was already smarter than us. So I'm going to show you guys how I put it together. There it is. Here's the big old horn. Voila.
Which I like to sing Star Wars into.
Which he likes to sing Star Wars into. And then it comes out on an Edison cylinder. On wax. Although that's not a wax cylinder in there, but don't tell the audience that. You don't know that. And I'll let you wind it up. Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to line this up?
Yeah, I winded it up at the Maker Faire a bunch of times.
Oh, cool. Oh my god! Oh no, that's good. Let me see how tight that is. Yeah, that's pretty tight. You done good.
Thanks.
You didn't hear that.
Heard this so many times.
But there's only one problem. It's very loud. See what it's doing to him? And we have to lower the volume. So Enoch, can you find the volume?
Actually, I know how to do it.
He has an idea. Enoch, please, give me your idea. That's the volume. Enoch's sock. There you go, guys. Enoch's sock is the volume because there is no volume. It's a horn. At any rate, thank you very much, you guys, for entering our world, and come back again. Cool, done.
It was very stinky.
Yeah, I know, and I had to touch it. You bum.